This lens right here is the Ziess Distagon. This lens has been my favorite purchase of 2025, and I want to give an overview and a review of this incredible piece of glass. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Isaac Leonard, and I am a cinematographer and filmmaker, and I run this channel, The Gear Shelf. Here at The Gear Shelf, we talk about why gear does matter and how we can use it to improve our creative work. The lens that I got specifically today is the 35 f2. This lens is incredibly well designed. It's hard to tell, but this lens is super durable. Like real metal, incredible build quality. What's unique about this lens is it's actually EF, and it is all electronic for the aperture, which I'll get to because that is a little bit of a deal breaker. Has a beautiful focus throw here on the front, pretty long for photography standards, definitely not long for cinematography standards. And this is the Ziess Distagon 35mm ZE model. I picked up this lens for $250. I've seen them on eBay ranging from $500 to about $1,000. So I figured I picked it up on a pretty decent deal. I was actually able to get this at an auction of a rental house that was closing. And so, yeah, I love this lens. One of the reasons why I specifically went Ziess was because I've been on the hunt for a good 35mm prime that's sharp. I love that this lens is super sharp, super easy to work with, great to focus with, and a phenomenal investment of vintage glass, because I think there's kind of a trend right now online. We tend to hunt for the most vintage look and the oldest, most unique lens. However, personally in my cinematography journey, I'm starting to kind of purge the days of the Helios lens look and more lean into more clean and clinical images that I think looks phenomenal. Some of my favorite aspects of this lens is definitely the bokeh. I think this is some of the most beautiful bokeh you can get for under $1,000, and I would highly recommend people to shoot on these. What's interesting is there's a lot of different Ziess lenses that people talk about. There's like the Flexticon as well, and people are doing a lot of PL and mods to that. I will say I regret not getting a lens that has physical aperture control, because that means I'm pretty much stuck on EF for this lens for its lifetime, which is a little bit of a bummer, I will admit, because if I could put this lens on PO, I would. It's pretty heavy in the hand. I mean, I would say it's probably like 3 to 4 pounds. For considering it's super small, I mean, the classic phone comparison, that's my iPhone, that's the lens. This is a very small and beautiful piece of tech. However, it's definitely like 4 times as heavy as my phone, which I personally love. It adds a lot of weight and heft to your build that I think is really great, and I'm definitely for heavier cameras. It has this awesome lens hood that screws in like this and goes that way, and there you go, beautiful lens. Now, some of the other aspects that's interesting is the actual Distagon series was manufactured in Japan, even though Ziess is German. And so I remember reading that it has some different lens characteristics than the other Ziess lenses of their time. The two main issues I have with cheaper lenses is the chromatic aberration as well as the sharpness. And I've never really been a sharpness snob, but as I've started to do a little bit more high-end work, I've recognized the importance of having sharp lenses in your kit because it creates this professional and beautiful looking footage. So the Ziess Distagon checks all these boxes. I will say something interesting is when you shoot on it on the Pocket 6K Pro, this lens is a full frame lens and the 6K Pro is obviously Super 35. And so I have noticed more chromatic aberration on the 6K Pro than if I were to do it on a full frame camera such as an R5 or the Red Raptor that I was talking about earlier. I have noticed as you've used full frame design lenses on Super 35 sensors, you tend to get a lot more chromatic aberration, and I think it's because you're magnifying that image closer to where the designers intended, whereas if you're on a full frame sensor, you have all this space to kind of work with. Which is just a little interesting observation I have encountered as I have experimented with different cameras. If you guys have any questions with the Ziess, this has been my new favorite lens I've shot with. I just want to make this review to document this Ziess Distagon is a great little piece of kit. It's awesome, it's heavy, it's beautiful, it feels incredible. The lens is just, oh my gosh, it's such a beauty to work with, and it's always fun to be able to shoot stuff with this. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments down below. And thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Peace.